My father was a residential school survivor. He was taken at 3 years old. Both my grandparents are residential school survivors. And my grandparents, their brothers and sisters, they were in residential school as well. My father, he's not well, and I grew up seeing that, watching that. My father, he did a lot of things that were out of the ordinary, I guess you could say. Like, there was also the abuse that was passed down to me and my my siblings. I'm the oldest, so it was pretty bad. Also, I guess just that my father, he was very paranoid. He didn't trust anyone. He didn't trust police. He didn't trust anybody in authority. In my home, my dad was very strict. Like, everything had to be a certain way. Everything had to be very clean. Even down to the bed had to be perfect. And to be hard on your kid, that's how I was taught. When I went to a high school where it was mixed with natives and white people, most of the all of the teachers and the guidance counselor, they weren't natives. So it was hard because the teachers, the guidance counselor, the principal, the vice principal, they thought of us as not that smart, that we were never gonna make it to university. And so they put us in the low level of the classes. So we were all together like the natives. And then I left when I was 16 from my community, and I had like 4 credits left for to graduate from secondary school or high school in Ontario. So I left to Hamilton, and big city for me. I always had that I need to finish my high school. I need to finish it because I did get good grades and I didn't want to throw that away. So, I went to the city. It was bigger program, like for I guess adult education, I think it was. But I struggled. I couldn't do it. I was adapting to the city and being away from my family, being young. So I quit. I didn't get my diploma at that time. And then I found I found this place. It was because there was a point in my life that I was homeless. So I would go to this youth shelter And that's where they had the program for upgrading for teenagers like me who left home or living on their own and want to graduate. So I had like awesome teacher there, and he motivated me. He was there, like he was more than a teacher. He supported us, supported me a lot. And I did do my college math, and I got really good grades. And then I graduated. I was one of the 2 graduates of that program at the youth shelter. And they made us like a nice ceremony, and it was very touching. And then that's when I pursued more of my education. I did go to college. I graduated. It was in business administration. You know, he shared some of his stories of what happened to him at residential school. And it's really horrible what happened to him. I understand that my father, why he's not well in his mind and his mental state as well. I know it's from all this trauma that happened to him as a kid. I've had a pretty difficult life, and I always understood that there was something wrong. There was something there that why I was feeling like this, and so then I started to think about seeing a psychologist. So then I found I was referred to the Indian Residential School Support Program that's run from the government there. And so I found out that they pay for your therapy, and it can be as long as you need. I still see a therapist when I need it, but it's there, it's available, and I found that it helped me a lot to accept what happened, why did it happen, to understand too, like, more of my father, and more of like my grandparents and my mother as well, because she has been affected a lot by intergenerational trauma. And it's still available too if someone needs to talk about what happened. So I went into a treatment program, First Nations treatment program in Quebec, and that really helped me. That saved me. Because I know that when you drink or do drugs, our spirit, they escape. They don't stay with you. Because I find that the alcohol and the drugs, it brings a darker entity, a darker spirit inside of you, which I noticed a lot in me when I would drink. And so at the treatment program, that's where I reconnected back to who Amanda is, who, like, all the teachings I received as a child from my grandparents and my ancestors that came to me, and that's where my spirit came back. I did some sweats. I did a lot of like healing circles, moon ceremony, water ceremony. So, you know, I'm still sober. Some of the barriers that I face because I have an invisible disability is the fact is when other people, they don't understand. It's really hard. It's like they cannot see it. They can't see it. So they think that I'm A-okay. And it's the stigma, it's the, oh, Amanda, just get over it, grow up. I'm talking from like how my family, what they've said to me, that it was just easy, you know, like just forget about it, move on. Which what I learned was that you cannot just move on like that. Some of the challenges that I faced in university was, I guess it could be the language. I found that other students were way more advanced in the way they spoke. I felt like I was just this native from a small community, and I sound like a native, and I don't speak and write advanced like most of the students there, because they would use like these big words, and then I would have to go check it up in the dictionary, which I felt discouraged. And I took an elective. It was a research strategies class. I loved it. It was in First People Studies. Then that's where I knew that was the program for me. So I changed my major. Now I'm like fourth year in First People Studies. I'm almost done. It has been a big journey. It's been very, because sometimes it's the fact that I didn't grow up as privileged as most of the other students in my class, the non-natives, and yeah, it took a while for me to accept that, okay, I'm here, Amanda, I may have not grown up privileged, but I still got here, and that's what's driving me. And now I'm almost done, and I'm gonna probably move on to a master's, so it's possible.